Welcome everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another review here on the channel. Today we're taking a look at an Aurora Miniatures Greenbrier 60-foot Plate F boxcar, lettered for the Laurinburg and Southern Railway in a very nice blue scheme that I picked up a few weeks ago. Before we get into things, do me a favor and subscribe if you're new, or if you find yourself coming back anyways. It does help me make a couple dollars and it's completely free, so I really appreciate it. Like the video if you enjoyed as well. Drop me a comment if you have any questions or just want to chat. Love talking with you guys, but let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with a quick overview of the box. Of course, we have the car presented in some very nice viewing here. A little bit of information on Aurora Miniatures on the sides. Of course, we have the item label. Same information on the back as that railgun gondola I took a look at a little bit ago as well. The unboxing experience is pretty standard. Just slide out the plastic clamshell. There's no paperwork included in the box. Both ends are taped. I have taken a look at this already, so I've opened that up. Soft plastic covers the model. We go ahead and get that out of the way. And there we go. Here is a quick 360 of the model before we take a look at all of the details. Like I mentioned, I picked this up a few weeks ago from Lombard Hobbies. These cars originally delivered around late April 2024, so I've had my eye on it for quite some time. The normal MSRP at retailers is $60, but I was able to grab this for $35, so quite a bit off there. Still may be better deals out there, but that one worked for me. But let's go ahead and take a look at all the details next. Alright, starting off over at the brake wheel end of the car. As a general note, there is significantly more plastic parts than you might expect versus metal ones, but just a heads up on that. Big thing to start off with. Although the coupler is a scale coupler, it is plastic instead of metal. The two metal parts that we have on this end of the car is an etched metal crossover platform and a single metal piece running the length of the car as a hand holder there to help the conductor cross the car. The train line hose here at the bottom is fairly low hanging, so be careful of that. The uncoupling lever here on this side looks very nice, some extra details in that part of it. The brake wheel is plastic, as well as single piece plastic ladders on both sides at the end here. The rungs can be pressed in, they are fairly flexible, so don't worry too much about breaking those. Of course, we have the label here for the excess height, as well as the LRS car number as well on the side of the car. And finally, just two single FRA reflective stripes on each side inside of the ladders. Moving to the side of the car, the first half of this side, we do have the same ladder situation, plastic ladder, plastic rungs separately applied on the side of the car with another plastic step just below as well. All this FRA striping going across the bottom of the car. Load limit information and print detail looks very nice across the entire car itself. We do have door stops for the main doors in these two locations here. This little white box here has some small text that reads "pull here," so a little bit of an extra detail on that part. Moving down to the rest of the side of the car. Before we talk about the door details, quick note, of course we have the GATX logo here on the side of the car. Although the car wears the LRS reporting marks, it's one of many short-line railroads that still has their cars in the GATX general lease fleet, so just a little heads up on that part. All of the door details, however, are plastic on this car. All of the levers in the center as well as the retaining arms there on the side. We do have a single white painted metal sort of grab iron here in the center. I will give you a quick close-up here to show you some of the details on this door just because there's so many and I think it's worth showing off. So hopefully that gives you a good look at the print quality on this car. Sorry if it's not perfectly in focus here. Just want to get you a good idea about how that looks. Additional print detail here under the GATX logo as well. You can see the trucks also have the car number printed on them. And next up, just a quick shot of the other end of the car without the brake wheel. Pretty much exactly the same, just without that brake wheel here. Same single metal piece across there with the etched metal platform and plastic coupler. And here is just another quick wide shot of the rest of the car, just so you can sort of see where all of those labels are positioned, and just for consistency's sake. And next up, here's a quick shot of the roof details. You'll see as I pan across, the roof bracing actually changes just above the doors in the center there, which is a neat detail. It's symmetric across both sides, just that it changes in the center there from X's to sort of just single diagonal bracing. And now moving on to the underside of the model, and this is where the details really shine. Once again, all the details here with piping are all plastic. There's no metal on the underside of the car, save for the metal wheels. The trucks here, very nice detail with some extra bracing in the center. They do have the Aurora logo here in the center of each truck there. Rotating bearing caps on this model as well. You'll see tons of piping here, all in blue, so it all sort of blends in across the car. But all of this detail here is on this end. This is the non-brake wheel end of the car. As I pan to the right, we'll go towards the brake wheel end of the car. See the reservoir details there on the bottom, as well as the underside of the floor in the car as well. Just slide that over real quickly. There's not too much detail here on the brake wheel end of the car. A couple standoffs here to hold the piping in place. But once again, very nice details. I'll give you a quick side view of it as well, so you can see how it protrudes down on the white background there. There's a quick look at the car number on the truck as well. Let's do a very quick comparison to a Walthers Mainline 60-foot plate F boxcar, just to catch some of the major differences between the two. And moving on to a quick comparison here to a Walthers 60-foot high cube plate F boxcar. Not exactly the same model. Here is a quick look at the Walthers model number for reference. But just want to show off some of the major details here in case you're considering a purchase between the two of them. First off, with the ends of the car here, you can see the Walthers, of course, doesn't have the uncoupling lever and train line hoses that the Aurora car has. Although the Aurora car is fully plastic in terms of the ladders and such, the ladders on the Walthers car, while also plastic, are molded into the body, so they're not exactly the same level of detail there. And of course, the metal crossover platform here is just a sheet and doesn't have any perforations compared to the nice perforations found on the Aurora car. Moving to the side, this is where you can kind of tell that the model is not exactly the same because of the extra waffle pattern on the Aurora car. The ladders, once again, much more finely done on the Aurora Miniatures car compared to the Walthers car because of the smaller plastic details. The Walthers car here has very similar door detail, just thicker plastic overall, and doesn't have that grab iron in the center. Once again, not exactly the same car model itself. Here's a quick look at the other ends. Pretty much the exact same, missing brake wheels on both of those. And a look at the roof. While very similar in pattern, you'll see the Aurora car actually has extra rivets in between those X's there, which are just modeled in the Walthers car as a solid piece. But the Walthers car still maintains that same pattern from above. And onto the underside here, I'll just lift it up to show you quickly. While we have similar brake detail, in this case we don't have any of the brake lines that run to the wheels. Pretty basic trucks, and wheel configuration here, nothing too fancy, just a pretty solid model to add to your fleet though. But just want to do a quick comparison here to try to help you decide if the extra money for Aurora is worth it to you. But let's go ahead and get the Aurora car on the test track and talk about the performance. Now on to the test track. The car is very free rolling, even with the rotating bearing caps. There are none of those extras included in the bag or in the box, by the way. On 22-inch radius curves, show you quickly here, the car is just as free rolling, no issues there, just a slight tap and it goes flying. You can see there the train line hose is just a little bit low. It's not quite as bad as their railgun that I have, where it would come into contact with re-railers or anything in between the tracks, but it is just a little bit low on this. Probably not worth fixing though, unless you run into any issues with this car. I've gone ahead and coupled us up to that same Walthers car just to show you the clearances here on a 22-inch radius curve. Should be no issues with that at all. The Walthers car isn't quite as free-rolling as the Aurora car, so coupled up together on the corner, we just lose a little bit of extra rolling after letting go of the pushing, but shouldn't really be too big of an issue when you're running a train. Let's go ahead and move on to a quick run by and then wrap us up. I do hope you enjoyed that review and run by there with that Rapido GP38, one of my favorites. A couple other performance things to note. All the wheels were engaged according to my wheel gauge, so good news there, and all the couplers were spot on. Unlike the Railgun Gondola I took a look at as well, those couplers definitely need to be shimmed up quite a bit, so it was very nice to see this car perform very well out of the box. No major upgrades needed, not necessarily as high on the list to eventually get a KD metal coupler replacement. Reminder on price, I paid $35 for this. Retail price is around $60, so I definitely recommend shopping around since this car has been out for quite some time to make sure you get the best deal. Lombard has a bunch of these in stock in the variety of road names that they came out, if that happens to work for you. I do also hope you enjoyed that comparison to the Walthers Mainline car. I try to do that wherever I can if I have a close enough car, just to do some comparisons between the more budget-friendly models and these higher-end models, just to see and help you make a decision if this kind of car may be worth it for you, or if you'd prefer to go with a Walthers Mainline type of car. Just trying to help you out. So I do hope you appreciate that as well. But I'll go ahead and end off this review here. Do hope you enjoyed the whole thing. If you did make it this far, consider subscribing. Once again, completely free. Helps me to make a couple dollars, so I really appreciate it. Like the video if you enjoyed as well, and drop me a comment if you have any questions or just want to chat. I do love talking to you guys. But thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.